Okay, people, so let us start our unit 5. Sir, breach of contract and its remedies. Sir, breach of contract and its remedies. Sir, breach of contract and its remedies. Okay, people, if you see, your chapters are very beautifully aligned. Sir, first 3 chapters, we will see whether there is a contract or not. Sir, whether there is a contract or not is what our entire first chapter revolves around. Sir, okay, in the first 3 units, we got to know, yes, sir, there is a contract. Sir, once this is guaranteed, now how to perform, who will perform, everything is seen under our unit 4, sir, performance. Yes, sir, sir, we have seen performance. Sir, the 5th unit, technically, in the sequence, the last unit, 6th unit is not in the sequence. It's a special type of contract. That is why we'll be seeing it separately. Sir, okay. Sir, now, what is the third one? Sir, contract is there. People have performed it. Sir, what happens if the people do not perform? Sir, this was our doubt right from the first class. What will happen if the parties to the contract do not perform the contract? People, if parties to the contract do not perform the contract, it will be called as breach of contract. Sir, what do you mean by breach, sir? Breach itself means that not performing. I had to perform something, I did not perform it, so I broke the contract. Sir, example, sir, A had to give B. Sir, what? Sir, 1000 kgs of mangoes. Sir, A did not give this. Sir, this is called as breach of contract. Sir, Flipkart, even for I don't know how many of you, for me it had happened. I had purchased it, but it did not end up in a in a good note. I had to get the delivery, but I did not get the delivery. After a week, they said due to technical issues, we are not processing your order. So, sir, contract was there. I saw the what do you say? The delivery stated, it said that it will deliver me in 7 days. Sir, everything was there, but later on they cancelled because there was non-availability of stock, is what they said. It can be of any reason. So, sir, now what they did is called as breach of contract. Sir, okay, sir, breach of contract. Yes, breach of contract. Sir, whenever there is a breach of contract, what will happen? Sir, whenever there is breach of contract, the other party, basically A broke the contract, yes sir, so B will be entitled to certain compensation. 99% of the times it will be compensation. There is only 1% of the times where you will say, no sir, I don't want compensation, but I want that contract only to happen. That case also we'll see. So because now A broke the contract, B will be entitled for compensation. Is this clear? All of you. So now this is only called as breach of contract, and that is the chapter name also, sir. Breach of contract and its remedies. What do you mean by remedy? What is the alternative I have? He has broken the contract, correct. What are the alternatives I have now? That is what is called as remedies. Is this clear? All of you? Yes, sir. Sir, now whenever I talk about breach of contract, sir, breach of contract can happen in two ways. Sir, whenever I talk about breach of contract can be of two ways. Remedies is for affected party only. Obviously, yes. So now assume I have booked something on Flipkart. Flipkart did not deliver it to me. So the right will be for me. Remedies for me. Whoever has suffered. Sure, now breach is of two types. Sir, one is called as actual breach. Sir, second one is called as anticipatory breach. Sir, one is called as actual breach. The second one is called as anticipatory breach. Sir, now what do you mean by actual breach? Now, I'll give you an example. Yes, sir. Sir, A and B entered into a contract. Okay. Sir, A promised B to deliver 1,000 shirts. 1,000 shirts. Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, when did they enter into the contract? They entered into a contract on 1st, assume, okay, August 2021. They entered into a contract, and A promised to deliver this 1,000 shirts on 10th August 2021. Sir, on 1st August they entered into a contract. This was the date of contract. Sir, this was the date of delivery. Okay, sir. Perfect, sir. Everything is going smooth, sir. Sir, now what happened, sir? People on 10th of August, sir, A had to deliver. Sir, on 10th of August, Papa B is waiting on the road for A. But B thought A will come in a truck. Sir, but A came by walk. Why? Sir, A just came there to tell, hey B, I am not able to perform. I am not able to perform the contract. Sir, whatever I had promised, I am not able to deliver it to you because of any reason. It can be because of any reason. But I will not be able to deliver you the 1,000 shirts. Please, I'm sorry. Sir, on the date of the delivery, on the date when he should have done it, 10th is the last day, sir. On 10th at 10 o'clock, the contract should have been done at 10 o'clock. Sir, up to 10 o'clock, this person is coming and telling I cannot deliver. Sir, now this is called as actual breach. Sir, what is actual breach? Sir, actual breach is when something, a breach happens when the performance is due. That is, whenever the performance should have been done, whenever the performance is to be done, sir, at that time, if at all the other party do not perform, yes, sir, that is called as actual breach. Yes, sir. Sir, this is case 1. Okay. Case 2. Yes. Sir, now case 2. Okay. Sir, A and B. Sir, A is a, say for example, A is that, okay, house painter. Yeah, okay, wait. A is a constructor. Yes, he's a, or you can consider him as a builder, contractor. Yes, sir. Sir, A and B entered into a contract. Yes, sir. Sir, A promised B to construct a house. Okay, sir. Sir, now the construction started. A started constructing the house also. So, sir, the performance was happening. Yeah, during the performance. Sir, during the performance. Sir, during the performance, there was some verbal fight between A and B. They had a heated argument, because of which A said, I'm not going to complete your contract, do whatever you want. A said, I will not complete your contract. So again, A did a breach of contract. It can be for any reason, but they had a heated argument, and A, during the performance, he said, I am not going to do this. So, sir, one is when performance is due. That is when they will tell. Sir, the second one is where there is a during the performance. When the performance is happening, sir, that time he will tell, I will not complete your contract, do whatever you want. Sir, this is called as actual breach. Sir, in both the cases, everything is happening in the present. Sir, actual breach is what, sir? Sir, everything is happening. The main essence is everything is happening in the present. Sir, that is called as actual breach. Where the party comes and tells me, I will not be able to do your contract, is called as actual breach. Okay, sir. Sir, now what do you mean by anticipatory breach? Sir, now what do you mean by anticipatory breach? Muskan, I'll tell you. The entire chapter is only compensation. I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll come to that. Sir, okay, I'll tell you that also. Sir, whenever there is a breach of contract, there will always be compensation. Compensation is pakka. Whatever type of breach it can be, compensation for sure will be there. Yes, sir, how much, what, everything we'll see. That is only your chapter. Pakka? Yes, sir, done, sir. Sir, now anticipatory breach. Okay, sir, now what do you mean by anticipatory breach? Sir, what do you mean by anticipate? Sir, anticipate actually, in short, it is trying to tell us that, sir, this thing happens in advance. Sir, now what do you mean by advance? Sir, let us take the same example. Sir, A and B entered into a contract on 1st August 2021 to deliver 1000 shirts on 10th August 2021. Sir, this was the contract. Sir, now imagine on 5th August 2021, on 5th August 2021 itself, A will call and tell B that, hey B, you know what? I'm under a great loss. I cannot give you this shirts. Now assume they had agreed 1000 shirts. Each shirt is say 100 rupees. Yes, this was the price. So the total amount was how much? 1 lakh rupees. So same thing. A called up B and said, when sir, he informed it on 5th August only. He did not wait for the last day. He did not wait until the 10th August. He called up on 5th August only and is telling A, B, I will not be able to perform your contract. You please start looking for alternatives. I cannot perform your contract. A informs B in advance. He will not wait until the last day. That is, he will not wait until the 10th August. Sir, this is only called as anticipatory breach. Anticipatory, you have anticipated it. You know that you will not be able to do it. Then why wait till 10th? Getting the point, all of you. Any doubts? Understood what is actual, what is advance? I mean, what is anticipatory? Yay, people. Understood. Eldro. All of you. Pakka. Simple concept, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, now listen carefully, people. Sir, now assume there is an anticipatory breach. Yes, sir. Sir, the contract started on 1st August 2021, sir. Sir, it should have been delivered on 10th August 2021, sir. Sir, but on in between only 5th August 2021, sir. Sir, A called up and said, I will not be able to deliver your contract on time. Please excuse me. Sir, this is anticipatory breach. Okay. Sir, now here, what are the remedies for me, sir? What are the alternatives I have? Sir, alternatives for B. What are the alternatives for B? Sir, for A, nothing in the first case. Directly you can get compensation. Directly you will get compensation. Sir, now in the case of B, that is in the case of anticipatory breach, sir, now what will happen? The law gives you two options. What? First one is wait. First one is wait. A tells B that, hey, I don't think I'll not be able to perform the contract. You look for an alternative. The first option law gives B is wait. If you want, you wait till 10th of August. Even on 10th of August he is not doing, then you cancel the contract. So wait till the due date, and cancel the contract. So sir, do not take any steps in haste. So wait, it's okay. On the last day, cancel the contract, and whenever you cancel the contract, you will be entitled for compensation. So you can claim compensation. So do not cancel on 5th only. Do not end the contract on 5th. Give him some extra time. Give him that 5 days extra time. So wait. and wait, even on the 10th last day he did not give you anything, then cancel the contract, claim compensation. Okay, sir. Sir, what is the second alternative? Cancel immediately. Sir, I will not wait until the last day. He told you on 5th only, right, that he will not be able to perform. Then why should I wait till 10th? What sense does it make? So what you do, sir, immediately you cancel it off. On 5th August 2021 only you cancel it off. Sir, here I will wait till 10th August 21. Sir, here okay, if I wait, if I cancel immediately, what will I get? Nothing more, people. Here also you will be entitled for, you can cancel immediately, and sir, I can get compensation. Sir, here also I'll cancel immediately, and here also I'll get compensation. Sir, here you can wait till the last day, and on the last day you cancel and you can get compensation. So this is the difference. Okay, sir. Sir, now I have a doubt. What? Okay, now listen carefully, people. Sir, what is the difference, sir? What is the difference, sir? In both the cases, I'm getting compensation. In both the cases, I'm canceling the contract. In both the cases, he's telling that he will not be able to perform. People, listen carefully. I'll give you one hidden question here. Okay, what, sir? Sir, Papa, that is A said I will not be able to deliver you the 1,000 shirts on 10th August. He told it on 5th only. See, if if he cancels the contract on 5th only, he will get compensation immediately. If not, he can wait till 10th, and after that he will get compensation. Okay, now people listen carefully. Sir, A calls B and says that on 5th August I will not be able to perform. B said, Papa, okay, I'll give him another 5 days. Let me wait. Why to cancel? Why to take decisions in haste? Let me wait. So what did B do? Sir, B waited. Sir, B waited. Okay. Sir, now what happened? Sir, on, people listen very carefully. Yeah? Listen very carefully. Sir, on 7th August 2021. Sir, on 7th August 2021, Sir, A's factory. Sir, on 7th August 2021, Sir, A's factory caught fire. Sir, A's factory caught fire. Sir, and the entire stock, his go down, his building, everything, sir. There was a huge blast and everything collapsed. Everything collapsed. Where, sir? 7th August 2021. A had informed B on 5th only, I will not be able to perform. Sir, on 7th August, everything collapsed, sir. The factory only collapsed, sir. People, now what will happen to this contract? Sir, now what will happen to this contract? Vasudev, take a bow, man. Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Anyone else? What will happen? No, Pratul. Wrong. Manasa, why question mark? I will accept only the answer which has confidence. No question marks. No, Pratul. Wrong. Good, Rohan. Yes, Sanjana. Okay. People, most of you answered it very good. Very, very good. All of you take a bow. Sir, now what happened, sir? Sir, listen carefully. For people who understood the previous chapter properly, you could answer this chapter. Sir, what do you mean, sir? People, sir, factory only collapsed, sir, where the shirts had to be stitched. Factory only collapsed, sir. Sir, impossible to perform, sir. Sir, the factory only collapsed. Now, how will I perform? Sir, the contract became impossible to perform. People, what happens when a contract becomes subsequently impossible? What will happen to a contract which became subsequent to impossible? I mean, which became subsequently impossible? Sir, a contract which becomes subsequently impossible will become a void contract. Sir, and we are a very, very good students, sir. We know what happens when it's a void contract. Sir, the parties to the contract are discharged from their liabilities. When the building itself is not there, from where will the contract be performed? Sir, the parties are discharged. Sir, what do you mean? Sir, now because the contract only came to an end, sir, B will not get any compensation. Why, sir? People, the contract only came to an end. When a contract became void, it is no longer enforceable. Now, B will not even get 1 rupee as compensation if he takes the first step. Any doubts clear? Yay, people, any doubts are clear? Did you guys understand the concept? All of you? Yes, very good, very good. All sharp people. Okay, pakka, awesome, sir. Okay, sir. Second one, sir. Second one is quite simple. Sir, B will not take risks, sir. Now, B learnt a lesson, sir. So, what will A do? Sir, what will B do? Sir, B cancelled the contract immediately. Sir, now imagine here also on 7th August 2021, same thing happened. What, sir? Sir, fire accident was there. The entire factory broke down. Sir, even then, the contract was cancelled immediately. That is 5th August 2021 itself, the contract is cancelled. Sir, the moment you cancelled the contract, that is, the law only has given you an option. He has not performed. So you cancelled it immediately. So, sir, here what will happen, sir? People on 5th August only, he will get compensation. On 5th August only, he would have got compensation. Sir, now who cares what happened on 7th of August 2021, sir? So, B will always be under a good title when it comes to immediate cancellment. Do people understand any doubt? Clear? All of you? Huh. Okay, Pratul has a question. Sir, can B can also wait? No, sir. A is calling on 5th and telling that I cannot perform. And 7th August, sir, there is a fire. Now, on 10th, obviously, you will not be able to deliver. Obviously, man. The factory only broke down. In 3 days, how can you deliver? Yes. So, okay, you are telling, no, sir. A calls and tells B, I will deliver. Pakka. No. Sir, A will ask for 10 more days. B, I cannot deliver it to you. Can I deliver it after 10 more days? Now, if B agrees, who will tell me what will happen? What will happen to the contract? Now, B agrees. Okay, I will give you another 10 more days. You deliver it to me on 20th August. Now, what happens to this contract? No, people. A said, I will not be able to deliver on 10th. I will deliver it to you on 20th. B also agreed to it. Now, what will happen? Now, what is this contract called? Okay. Sir, yesterday we studied, sir, section 62, sir. No, I'm telling you, fact, fire also broke out. On 7th, he is telling, give me another 10 days time, I will do it. If B agreed, people, mutual agreement, alteration of a contract. Getting the point? Whatever yesterday we saw, alteration, same thing, no? What did we see yesterday? Same thing. What Pratul understood? So everything is covered. So if you just need to connect the dots. Okay. So people, all of you understood? Jagat's question, sir, should A pay compensation if A becomes insolvent? Jagat, he became insolvent because he doesn't have money. From where will he pay compensation? His regular money only he will not pay. So compensation and all, no, it will not come into picture. Yes, if he goes insolvent, it is void. That's all. Yep, all of you, okay. People listen very carefully. Sir, A and B entered into a contract. A and B entered into a contract. Yes, sir. Sir, A informed B, same thing. 1st August. Sir, 10th August is a delivery date. Okay, sir. Sir, he agreed to deliver 1000 shirts at 100 rupees per shirt. Okay, sir. Okay, sir, what shirt it is? People, the shirts were cotton shirts. Okay. People, A expected that for this 1000 shirts, the raw material price will be 60,000 rupees and transportation would be another 10,000 rupees. Employee expenses would be another 5,000 rupees. So 25,000 would be his profit. This is what A calculated, and A agreed with B to deliver 25,000 the shirts at 1 lakh rupees, and this was his okay, cotton shirts. So this was his calculation. Okay, sir. Sir, now what happened? People listen very carefully. Yeah? Yes, sir. Sir, now all of a sudden in our country, sir, petrol prices shooted up. So whatever his anticipation was, sir, transportation 10,000, sir, this became 20,000. He thought, okay, at least I'll make 15,000 profit. Sir, because this went up, sir, the raw material cost also went up to 80,000. Sir, now his cost is coming to 1,05,000 because everything in the country changed. The fuel prices, the raw material cost, everything changed during these 10 days only. So A called up on 5th August 2021 and informed B, hey B, you know what? It is very difficult for me to perform at this price. So I will not deliver you the contract because it is difficult to perform. Yeah. So I'm not able to perform. So it is impossible for me to perform. So subsequent impossibility, let us cancel the contract. Let us cancel the contract, said A. Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, when did he inform? 5th August 2021. People, now you tell me. Now, because of this rise in prices, A is telling now this is impossibility of performance. Sir, supervening impossibility, the contract became void and hence we are free from our liabilities. B said, no, if you cancel the contract, you have to pay me compensation. Sir, now both of them went to court. Now both of them are arguing that, sir, this contract is void because it is impossible to perform. Sir, how can I perform? Now you tell me who will win the case. A will win the case or B will win the case? A will win. Sir, it is a genuine problem, sir. All of you. Pakka. So did you guys understand the concept? Yay people. Did you guys understood the concept? All of you. 50 are there, not 10 people. I want 50 yes or 50 no. Sorry, 45, 42. All of you. Okay. So yes, as usual people, you guys have understood the concept absolutely wrong. Sir, in this case, B will win, sir, not A. Sir, for this, why did you have to push us to say yes, sir? I thought no only, sir. My entire class said yes, sir. That is the reason even I said yes, sir. People, always remember, there is a difference between difficulty to perform and impossible to perform. Sir, there is always a difference between difficult to perform and impossible to perform. Sir, only impossible to perform makes the contract void. Sir, difficulty to perform is just your loss of money. It was your poor calculation. B cannot do anything for this. People, if this thing is considered as void, now whatever example I gave you, the entire contracts in India will become void. No one would have done their calculation good at the very first place. That is the reason they end up in losses. Later on, they will say, sir, impossible to perform at that price. People, it is difficult to perform at that price, not impossible. You will burn your pocket, that's all. See, he will incur 5,000 loss, but it is not impossible to perform. Did you people understand or not? Okay, people. So in this case, B will only win the case. Why? It is difficult to perform, not impossible to perform. Artha aithenro? Got it? Awesome. I know, no, people, you will fall for it. That is why we chose this example. No, pakka. Got it, all of you. Okay, sir. We will again come back to that part. When I'm doing that, I'll again tell you. Now the question is, sir, how much compensation will I get? How much compensation will I get? I will tell you that. Sir, B had ordered 1000 shirts. Yes, sir. What price? Sir, the price was 100 rupees per shirt. Correct? Yes, sir. Sir, now because A is not delivering the shirts at 100 rupees, sir, now I had to buy. Now A said, no, I can't perform. Let it be anticipated or actual, whatever it is. A said, B, I cannot perform your contract. Sir, now because of which B had to go to another person. Now B went and asked C, see, this is what has happened. I want shirts immediately. Now C quoted, okay, I will give you, but provided I will charge 150 rupees per shirt, not 100 rupees per shirt. Sir, B's budget was 1 lakh and this is what the contracted price was with A. Sir, with A, this was the contracted price. Now, because C is quoting 150, sir, B's budget now became 1,50,000 rupees. Sir, now what is the compensation B will claim from A? What is the compensation B will claim from A? What is it? Whatever is the loss you have suffered. Ideally, you should have paid only 1 lakh. Now, because he is not performing the contract, now because of that idiot, I had to pay another 50,000 extra, which is my loss. Sir, now that is only what I will claim as compensation, 50,000 rupees. Understood, not understood? People, all of you, got this fair idea? So, the entire chapter will be discussing about the compensation part only. Clear, all of you? Pakka? Awesome, sir. Sir, now whatever breach we just saw, sir, this breach can be express or implied. Sir, what do you mean by express? Sir, express means where A calls up and tells B that I will not be able to perform. So, sir, this is always in the form of oral, that is spoken or written. Sir, what do you mean by implied? Sir, based on circumstances, it is understood that that person broke the contract. So, this is, sir, based on conduct of the parties. Sir, give us one example. Okay. There is one case law which they have not explained in your book, but they have just given you the case law. But it was a very, it is a relatable case, so I have given it for your reference. Sir, Rochester versus De La Tour. Sir, Rochester versus De La Tour. Not that important, but for understanding the concept, I'm just telling. Sir, in this case, what happened? There was one person called A. Sir, A hired B. Sir, who is this person? This person is a tour guide. Yeah. In British, they are called as couriers. So, A engaged a tour guide. You know, a person who will be with you in your entire tour. Yes, sir. So, he engaged a tour guide. Why, sir? To show Europe. Sir, for how many days? For 3 months. From June to August. So, the contract was also there between these people. Sir, A and B entered into a contract in the month of March that I want your services from June to August for 3 months. Yes, sir. Sir, in the month of May, A called B and said, hey, you know what? I do not need your service any longer. And he broke the contract. Sir, B filed a case on A in the court. Sir, there was a contract, sir. He had to give me money, sir, for this 3 months, but he broke the contract. But A said, sir, yes, we had entered into a contract, but the contract had not yet started. Before only I told him. The contract had to start on June. but I informed him in the month of May only. So, sir, why should I even give him 1 rupee? So, this is where it was held. Anticipatory breach. Contract is a contract. Your obligations start from the day of the contract and not from the date of the performance. So, your obligation started in the month of March when you guys entered into the contract. It will not start from the month of June where the performance will actually start, and because of which A had to pay compensation to the tour guide. This is what was held. Sir, this is an example of anticipatory breach as well as express contract. The facts and all is not there in detail. They have just given you the case law, but I've just given you I've explained you the case as well in your book. Sir, the next one is an example of, this is anticipatory as well as this is the express breach. Sir, the second one is implied. Sir, the second one is implied. I'll tell you a simple example. Later we have the same case law, Frost versus Knight. We'll look at it later. Sir, now what was this? Sir, A and B agreed that A had a beautiful horse. A had a beautiful horse. It was as beautiful as this. Yes, sir. A agreed to sell this horse for 25,000 to B. Both of them had agreed. Sir, B said, A, today is Shukravara, Friday. Let me not buy. I will buy it on Sunday. It is very good day. Sir, A and B had agreed. But A also got another offer from a person called C. Yes, sir. C was ready to buy the horse for 35,000 rupees. So A sold it off to C for 35,000 rupees. But he did not tell anything to B. Sir, now this is a implied breach. He need not tell that I am not going to perform your contract. The horse is only sold. Why should I tell? The main essence of the contract is only not there. Then what will I give you? As it is, I've sold it, no? Sir, now this is what, sir? So this is called as, sir, implied breach. So a breach can be express or implied. Clear all of you? Pakka? Understood express or implied? Pakka? All of you? Yay people. Okay, sir. Understood, sir. Sir, now, whenever there is a breach, what are the remedies available? Sir, whenever there is a breach, so all these are your alternatives. This is your chapter. So all 5, if we see, your chapter ends. That's all. Simple. As simple as that. Okay, sir. Sir, now what is that? Sir, the first alternative I have. Sir, A is not performing the contract. Sir, what is the alternative B has? What can he do? Sir, the first alternative he has is suit for damages. Sir, damages is always and always and always compensation. Sir, that is money. Most of the cases it will be money. Okay, sir, pakka. Sir, under damages, how much can I ask him? Sir, there are situations under damages. There are many types of damages as well. So let us see one by one. Okay, sir. So, sir, section 3 talks about damages. Damages. Okay, sir. Sir, under damages, we have 6 type of damages. Sir, first one, general or ordinary damages. Sir, special damages. Sir, vindictive or exemplary damages. Sir, nominal damages. Sir, damages for deterioration caused by delay. Sir, prefixed damages. Yes, so sir, whenever there is a breach of a contract, I have 5 remedies, sir. Sir, under that, first one is damages. Sir, under damages, there are 6 sub clauses, that is 6 types of damages. Let us see one by one. Okay. Sir, the first type of damages I can claim is called as ordinary damages. Sir, exam point of view, very, very important. A question can come. Yes, clear? Yes, sir. Sir, now what do you mean by ordinary damages? People can wide open. Sir, ordinary damages. People listen very carefully. Sir, for this we need to look at a movie, sir. We need to look at a movie. What is the movie name? Sir, Hadley versus Baxendale. Sir, Hadley versus Baxendale. Sir, nice movie, sir. Very nice movie. Why? See, I'll let you know. Sir, in this movie, what happened, sir? Sir, there was a person called Hadley. Sir, Hadley was a mill owner. He had a mill. Assume a flour mill, a rice mill or a flour mill. Okay, sir. So, sir, in this mill, obviously there was very huge plant and machineries. Sir, in this plant and machinery, there was a very, very important essential element. So, a type of, something which is to operate this plant and machinery, there was an element which is called as crankshaft. Sir, with this only I can operate my plant and machinery. Okay. So when one day Hadley got a good order, when he was working on that order in his mill, all of a sudden this crankshaft, it failed. So there was a failure. This equipment did not work. And in that city, there is no one who could service this crankshaft. So what did this Hadley do? Hadley went to a courier agent. Yes, in your books, it would have been written as carrier. Both are same. Basically, what do you mean by carrier is a delivery boy or a delivery agent. So you can assume them as your DTDC or whatever courier you guys get. So, sir, what did he do? He gave his crankshaft to the delivery agent. Assume he was your DTDC courier services. And the repair was done in the next city. So he said, hey, delivery agent, please go and give this to that another city and get it, whatever the, repair cost and all, whatever it is, you get it done and you bring it back so that I can start my factory again. So now delivery agent, what did he do? Sure, sir. I will take 5 days to complete the entire process, he informed Mr. Hadley. Okay, Hadley also said fine. Sir, now Hadley gave the crankshaft. Sir, Baxendale went. Now Baxendale, because of his negligence or whatever the reason, he could not get the contract completed within 5 days. Instead of 5 days, he took 10 days to complete the entire contract. Sir, now Baxendale came back and he said, hey Hadley, here you are, bro, what's up? Long time no see. Hadley said, idiot, long time you took. You should have come in 5 days. You promised me to come in 5 days. Why did you take 10 days? Hadley got frustrated. Sir, now what did Hadley do? Hadley said, now because you took 10 days, all the 10 days my factory was closed. All this 10 days, this factory was closed. I suffered a lot of damages. Now, because of you, my factory did not run for 10 days. You pay me whatever I would have earned. You should pay me the entire money, said Hadley to Baxendale. Baxendale said, hey, you idiot. Why will I pay you 10 days thing and all? Go, do whatever you want. Hadley went to court. Hadley went and filed a case on Baxendale asking for compensation, or you can say damages. How much, sir? Whatever Hadley could have earned in 10 days, he asked the damages for the entire 10 days. Now, sir, in the court, now you tell me, people, simple one, whether Hadley will win the case or not. Simple one. He will win, sir. He will not win. He will win. 5 days, he will win. Yes, he will win. Yes, he will win. Yes, he will win. Okay. People listen carefully. People listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. My first question. Did Hadley inform Baxendale, if you do not bring back this equipment within time, my factory will be closed? Did Hadley inform Baxendale about this? Sir, we don't know whether Hadley informed about this to Baxendale or not, but you did not inform us, sir. Huh? Whatever I said is what Hadley informed Baxendale. Now you tell me, did Hadley inform Baxendale that if you do not bring it on time, my factory will be closed? Did Hadley inform about that to Baxendale? Sir, no, sir. All of you agreed, sir. Pakka, pakka. Okay. People, sir, why are you asking that, sir? In this case, the court said, whenever there is any breach of contract or delay in contract, sir, in this case 5 days he could not complete, so he took 10 days. Sir, whenever such things happen, you are entitled to compensation. Pakka, yes, you will be entitled to compensation, no doubt. But the compensation will be naturally occurred. So whatever is the loss which naturally occurred in usual course of business, in the usual course of business. Sir, what do you mean by this? Sir, Hadley did not inform about his situation to Baxendale. So Baxendale, you cannot put that blame on him that because of you my factory was closed. If you had informed about it, then you had a right to claim that. But in this case, did you inform him? No, sir, you did not inform him. So for whatever number of days your factory was closed, he was not at all informed. For that, you will not get compensation. Sir, then for what will I get compensation? A generic compensation will be given. It depends upon the court's discretion. It will calculate, but if your factory is closed, because of that, whatever is the money you lost, that money will not be given to you. Sir, why people put that words in the bold? Because that was not informed to Baxendale. Is this clear? So, sir, in this case, the loss which Hadley suffered because of close of the factory, that loss was not given in this case. Only a generic one. Now, because there is a delay in service, for that delay of service, you should have given in 5 days. You gave it in 10 days. So, whatever is the delay, for the delay there was a compensation, but not whatever loss you suffered. Sir, why, sir? Because the condition was not informed. People now, imagine Hadley informed Baxendale, hey Baxendale, I'm giving you this crankshaft. If you do not give it to me within time, I will suffer a huge loss. Baxendale said, yes, in 2 days I will give it to you. Sir, in 2 days, Baxendale did not deliver it. Again, he delivered it in 10 days. Sir, now in this case, tell me, what is the compensation what Hadley will get? Yes, all of you. People. Sir, 2 days was as it is confirmed. Hadley was fine with 2 days. Sir, 8 days was extra, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, when listen very carefully, people. Sir, when a special notice of special circumstance. Sir, when there is a special notice of special circumstance, if that is conveyed, people, that is your next type of damages, that is special damages. So people understood the difference. Sir, the first type of damages, ordinary damages. Sir, what is the special type of damages? special damages comes into picture when you have given a notice of the special circumstance. So sir, here you're absolutely telling him that if you do not give it to me, my factory will be closed. So 8 days, whatever your average sales are, sir, that will be given to you as your compensation. Is this clear? All of you? Sir, first case, ordinary damages. Sir, our A and B, anticipatory breach. A, sir, B, thousands shirts he did not give, because of which B had to buy it from C. At what price? Sir, he had to buy it at 150 rupees per shirt. So he had to incur 50,000 extra. Sir, now this 50,000 is nothing but your ordinary damages. Now, because he did not give, you had to take it from someone else. No, see, naturally, loss which naturally occurred because you did not give, this is what I had to do. That came to me naturally, ordinary damages. Sir, special damages when there is a special instruction conveyed. Is this clear? All of you? Yay, people. Is this clear? Any doubts here? Yay, people. Any doubts? No, sir. Okay. Cool. Now listen carefully. Listen very carefully. Okay. Can open. Now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. Sir, the third type of damages, is called as vindictive damages or exemplary damages. Sir, the third type of damages is called as vindictive damages or exemplary damages. Whatever we have seen, you guys can just read it. Sir, when a contract has been, ordinary damages, when a contract has been broken, the party who suffers by such breach is entitled to receive, in our case B, that is Hadley, from the party who has broken, Baxendale, compensation for any loss or damage caused to him which naturally arose in the usual course of things. Sir, Hadley versus Baxendale. Sir, Hadley can send the courier a special notice stating that his factory is closed for 10 days. Then his factory will shut down. Then he would be compensated for the... Yes, Vasudev. So if he tells any special circumstance, for that special circumstance, if the other person is aware of it, he will get the entire compensation. Clear? All of you? Okay. Sir, special damages, where a party to a contract receives a notice of a special circumstance affecting the contract, then he will be liable not only for damages arising naturally and directly from the breach, but also he will be entitled for special damages. Clear? Vasudev, wherever I have given red, it is better to remember them. At least see, here the keywords are naturally arose. Yeah, in the usual course of things. So this is the keyword here. So try to remember them. These words, do not write it in your own word. The rest of it, you can write in your own words. The rest of it, you need not copy paste. But the keywords, try to retain it. Clear? Okay, sir. Sir, the third type of damage, sir, vindictive or exemplary damage. Sir, the third type of damage is called as vindictive or exemplary damage. Where did it go? Sir, what do you mean by vindictive or exemplary? Sir, what do you mean by vindictive or exemplary? Sir, vindictive or exemplary means people revenge. Sir, vindictive or exemplary means revenge. Sir, so this type of compensation, this damages is given to only two people. Sir, this is only given to two people. Sir, who are those people? This comes in only two situations. Okay, the first one is breach of marriage. Breach of promise to marry. Yes, yes, sir. Sir, the next one is your wrongful dishonor. Wrongful dishonor of customer's check. Only in these two cases, this third damages will come. In no other place. Sir, why, sir? People here, emotions are involved. Societal status is involved. We care for our society. We live for our society. Sir, that is involved here. Sir, A promised B that I will marry you, Chinna. Sir, but A ditched his girlfriend and A married C. Sir, now B can file a case on A. Which type of damages she can ask for? Vindictive or exemplary damages? This is just asked to take revenge. Yes, sir. So breach of promise to marry, when you promise the other person to marry and you do not make sure you marry the other person can file a case on you. Sir, this is called as vindictive damages. Sir, what is the second type of damages? People, the second type of damages is called, when will it come? Sir, wrongful dishonor of customer's check. People, this is also called as dishonor of check. What do you mean by that? People, generally, it is nothing but check bounce. Sir, what do you mean by that? People, there is a person called A. Sir, assume A is our very big person, Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani issued a check to me. Yeah, he issued a check to me. Why? Assume I took a, I explained him Indian Contract Act. He liked me. So he gave me a check for 1 crore rupees. Yes, yes, sir. He gave me a check of 1 crore rupees. Now I took this check. I went and I presented it in the bank. The bank said, sir, this 1 crore rupees, what generally will bank do? If at all Mukesh Ambani's account has money, his account will be debited, my account will be credited. So, sir, I went and I gave the check, but bank said, sir, someone has fooled you. In the account, whichever you have given me the check, that account does not have money at all, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, in the account, there is no money at all, sir. So the banker informed me. Now, what did I do? I went to media and I said, hey, people, look here. I did a business with Mukesh Ambani, sir, and he gave me a check and it was dishonored because there is no money in his account. I made it viral. Sir, Mukesh Ambani is such a big business person. Imagine how much it will impact his status. What will be the impact on the status? Now, Mukesh Ambani immediately called bank. Hey, idiot, my bank balance should have been in lakhs of crores. You are telling there is no 1 crore. Check it properly. Now, this bank account person, whoever is the cashier, he had put one account number wrong. So that is why it showed some other person's name. Now, when he checked it, it is that Mukesh Ambani's account had money. But by mistake or wrongfully, he said, sir, there was no money. Wrongfully, he said there was no money. People, whether he did wrongfully, rightfully, however he might have done, his reputation is gone. His reputation is gone for a toss. Sir, Mukesh Ambani can file a case on this bank asking for vindictive damages or exemplary damages. Yes, understood. Why me? I did not do anything. No, I just went and I just presented the check. Whatever he told me, I said the same thing in the public. So, sir, it is a compensation which the bank should bear because they are the people who started. So, sir, this is called as vindictive compensation. Sir, vindictive damages. People remember if at all it is a businessman, if at all it is a businessman's check, if it is a businessman's check which is dishonored, then the damages comparatively will be high. Sir, now assume if I write a check. Sir, I write a check. If my check is dishonored, the damages will not be as high as whatever is given to Mukesh Ambani. That much will not be given to me. Sir, why? The logic here is, people, the businessman is comparatively, he is assumed to have more status. Yes, sir. With status, people, the impact is also more. Why, sir? Because businessman's business only runs on trust. If the money is not there, tomorrow people will not do transactions only with him. So, sir, when compared to a normal person, sir, a business person will always get a higher compensation. Sir, what about ordinary person? Sir, if I have to get higher damages, what should I do? Very simple. You have to prove the impact. You need to prove that there is a huge impact. Businessman need not prove. But if there is any ordinary person to get the same compensation, you have to prove. Yes. Yes, correct. Huh. So CA can all, even you are a businessman only, no? Even you have a reputation. So even you can claim. That is what you need to prove it. That's all. Yes. Okay, sir. Understood, sir. Let us read it. These damages may be awarded only in two cases. First one, in the breach of promise to marry, because it causes injury to his or her feelings. Sir, feelings, sir. Feelings is above everything, sir. Sir, second one, wrongful dishonor of a customer's check. Sir, businessman has a higher value when compared to a non-trader. That is us. Clear? Any doubt? Yay, people. Any doubt? Yay, people. Any doubt? Sir, no doubt, sir. No doubts. Okay. Sir, fourth type of damages is called as nominal damages. Sir, fourth type of damages is called as nominal damages. Sir, now what do you mean by nominal damages? Now, you guys also would have suffered this. Is it, sir? Ah, yes. Sir, what? Sir, see. I'll give you a very simple example only. Sir, okay. Sir, A booked something from a e-commerce website. Okay, assume Flipkart only. Okay, sir. Sir, Flipkart promised to deliver you what, sir? Mobile by, okay, sir, by 2nd of September, sir. They promised to deliver by 2nd of September. Sir, now Flipkart could not deliver it by 2nd of September. They delivered to you on 3rd of September 21. Now you guys tell me, did you guys suffer any damages? Now Flipkart did not deliver it to you on 2nd of September, but they deliver it to you on 3rd of September. Did you guys suffer any damages? Was there any damages? Just because of one day delay, did you people lose anything? Sir, nothing, sir. In my life, it did not make any impact. It did not make any impact. Sir, it's okay. You know, probably I was expecting my feelings that, yes, sir, a little hurt, sir. A little hurt, sir, my feelings are. But it's okay, sir. Correct? Sir, in such cases, if you go to court, what you will get is called as nominal damages. What is nominal, people? Nominal means what? Reasonable. Sir, what do you mean by nominal, sir? Sir, nominal means reasonable. Sir, here in these cases, it is better not to go to court at all. Why, sir? The compensation will be so bad. You will get some 100 rupees, sir, some 500 rupees, sir, some 1000 rupees. It will be so bad. Why? Because, see, generally this happens when, if you're hurt, if some damage has happened, based on that you will get compensation. Sir, nothing has happened. What will they give you? What compensation will they give you? That is the reason whenever it is a case of nominal damages, the companies only come for settlement. They know that it is a very big route. Why all that? Let us settle it down. Yes. Okay. Now listen carefully. Now listen. Okay. Advocate will charge 5,000. You will, okay, assume you will take that advocate charges also from the next party. They will order you, they will give you a compensation of 5,500. Advocate will take 5,000. You will get 500. For that, should you go to court? Yes. So, sir, your book says a very, very funny word. Because of that only, I also kept it. But it will not be so much less also. Yes, sir. Sir, how much, sir? People, your book says a very, very funny word. See, sir, nominal damages will be very, very less. Sir, how much less, sir? People, listen very carefully. Nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has proved that there has been a breach of contract, but he has not in fact suffered any real damage. There is no damage at all. Sir, in this case, what will happen, sir? See here, the amount may be the amount of damages, sir, compensation given, maybe even 1 rupee or even 10 paise. Sir, is this valid, sir? People completely bullshit only. Sir, why, sir? People, you are reading a very old act and your book has just given an example. This is a completely outdated example. It will not be 1 rupee and 10 paise and all, people. It's a very old act. They have also retained it. It would have been in some article or something. But yes, definitely not 1 rupee and 10 paise and all. It will be less, but it will not be too much as well. Yes. Clear? Sir, we can't write this in exam. Write the same thing. That is the reason I have interpreted whatever your book has given. But the main essence is here. In fact, there is no actual damage you have suffered. Clear? Sir, this type of damages is called as nominal damages. Pakka? Clear? All of you? Yay, people. Clear? Okay. Sir, now next one. Sir, the next one is called, fifth one, damages due to deterioration. Sir, damages due to deterioration. Sir, okay, Pratul has a question. Sir, what if there is damages? Okay, Pratul, you need to prove what is that damage. If you can prove, then go back to first damages, ordinary damages. Yes? If you can prove, sir, it will be then the first case. Sir, ordinary damages. Yep, clear, simple. All of you. Okay. Sir, damages due to, fifth one, damages due to deterioration. Sir, what do you mean by deterioration? Sir, deterior. Sir, deterior means what, sir? Sir, deterior means loss of value. Sir, deterior means what, sir? Loss of value. Sir, now what is this? People, very, very simple. Very, very simple. Sir, you have ordered, assume A ordered, sir, paneer, sir, milk, sir, butter, sir, cheese, all of this from Big Basket. Okay. Sir, it is Big Basket's responsibility to make sure all this is reached in a very, very good condition. Sir, what if the butter melts? What is the reason? What is the use? Sir, now imagine, sir, Big Basket, there was a delivery. They have given it to some agency, assume. So, who is this agency? The delivery people. In your book, they are always called as the carrier. Carrier means the delivery people. So, sir, he took this products in the entire city, sir. He should have come in the morning, sir. He reached in the night. Sir, whenever there is a deterioration of the goods, Sir, whenever there is deterioration of the goods, sir, whatever is the goods which is spoilt, sir, perished, sir, or loss of resaleable value, sir, if at all it had reached me fresh, the value would have been 120 rupees. Now, because it is not so good, now people will just buy it for 100 rupees. Sir, this is the loss of value. Sir, this will be borne by the delivery person, that is the carrier. Whatever is the loss, he should bear. From this person, the buyer can take it from the delivery boy, that is the carrier. Is this clear? People, is this clear? People, in the next lesson, remember this example. I will continue this. I will give you a cross reference as well. Yes, damage during transit. I will give you a reference when we are doing next chapter, Sale of Goods Act. I will continue this example. But as of now, remember, the buyer can collect whatever are the damages from the delivery person, that is a carrier. Is this clear, all of you? So whatever is your goods perished, sir, to that extent that you can recover it. Yes. Oh, Pratul. Sir, Pratul asks, sir, is it practically possible? Oh my God, very, very possible. Big Basket in a day will see around 500 to 1000 such situations every day. Every day. Big Basket won't even think. If you say it is not good, I don't know how many of you have even tried it. My very much, I'll give you my example. We had booked sweet corn. We had booked sweet corn on Big Basket and apples. Yeah. 3 apples were good. Almost 4 apples were totally gone. Yeah. So we took picture to Big Basket and we sent them in the support. People immediately, they did not even take it return. Immediately they refunded for the 4 apples. Immediately they refunded for the 4 apples. Getting the point? See, the damage, first thing, will they give you a bad one? Will they give you a bad one? That damage could have happened during the delivery because it will be moving. Things will be kept on one upon the other. The damage could have happened in any way. Getting the point? Yes, definitely. What do you think? People, service industry is very, 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 very difficult to work. Service industry is the most difficult thing to work. Okay. Sir, sixth one is called prefixed damages. Prefixed damages. People, this day before the exam will give you a little tension. Yeah. It feels as if some worm is sitting inside. Yes. So, sir, listen this carefully. Prefixed damages. Sir, what do you mean? People, listen very carefully. Sir, A and B enter into a contract. A and B enter into a contract. Sir, A promises B, I will deliver you 1000 shirts. B agrees to pay whenever you deliver me, I will give you 1 lakh rupees. So the contract is entered into, they both enter into a written contract. Sir, in the contract itself, almost all contracts, they would have one clause. They will have one line. Sir, what is that clause? If at all any of the parties do not perform the contract. Sir, if at all any of the parties do not perform the contract, then whoever fails to perform has to give a compensation of 50,000 rupees. I repeat, sir, let us take has to perform. Okay, let us keep it as 75,000. So, sir, in the contract only, it is first only fixed. A. If A does not deliver the shirts on time, let us not go to court, nothing doing. The contract only says you need to pay 75,000. B, if you do not give me the money on time, you will have to pay 1 lakh plus the 75,000. So sir, first only people have decided what will be the damages. Sir, such damages are called as prefixed damages. Sir, what is prefixed? Prefixed, forget about what is happening outside. Sir, in the contract, whatever parties have entered into, that is only called prefixed damages. Understood, not understood? Understood, not understood? Okay. To make you guys understand this, I'll tell you some terms and all to make sure everything sits inside. Now see here. Sir, there are two types of damages. One is liquidated, one is unliquidated. Sir, what do you mean by liquidated? Liquidated damages means pre-decided. When you are entering into the contract only, you have decided if anyone fails to perform, how much should be paid. Everything is decided. That will only be given by the court also. Sir, what do you mean by unliquidated? It is not decided by the parties. The court decides it. Court decides it upon case to case. So every case, this damages will be different. They will look into the circumstances, situations, and then court will tell what will be the damages one person should pay to the other person. Sir, if people only agreed, it is called pre-decided. Sir, it is called as liquidated damages. Now that is what I just showed you. Prefixed damages. Sir, unliquidated is you have not fixed. The court will arrive at how much you need to pay. It is called unliquidated damages. Any doubt? Sir, there are two things. Yes. Sir, there is something called as penalty and there is something called as liquidated damages. People listen very carefully. Yeah? Yes. Okay, Rohan, yours. Okay. Let us look at this and then we'll come back to your question. Yes, I'll tell you. That time you can ask. Huh. Sir, now listen carefully. Sir, we got what is liquidated and unliquidated. Sir, what is the difference between penalty and liquidated damages? People listen very carefully. Sir, A and B entered into a contract. The contract clearly said if any of them fails to perform their duty, they have to pay a penalty of 75,000 rupees. Sir, it is already fixed by the parties. Correct? Yes, sir, it is already fixed by the parties. Sir, now A did not deliver the 1,000 shirts. He did not deliver. So B had to buy it from C at 150 rupees per shirt. Sir, so the total amount was 1,50,000 rupees. Sir, their contract was 1 lakh. Sir, their contract is 1,50,000. Sir, if you look at ordinary damages situation, how much I will be entitled to? 1 lakh was my original contract. I had to incur 1,50,000. So I had to put 50,000 extra. So 50,000 is my damages. Yes. Sir, Indian scenario or any scenario, Indian law, foreign law, any law you take, always remember, sir, the contract, they have already agreed. A and B, they have already agreed that the damages will be 75,000. But the court will not order for A to give 75,000 to B. Then, sir, people always remember this. The damages that will be given will be, sir, how much ever is prefixed. This is prefixed. Yes, sir. Or, sir, what is the actual loss you have suffered? Sir, actual loss is 50,000. He had to put 50,000 extra. Correct? Yes, sir. People, it is always whichever is less. Sir, I'll repeat it. Listen carefully. Sir, they have decided as 75,000. Yes, sir, they have decided as 75,000. Sir, but the actual loss what B suffered is only 50,000. People, in this case, the court will only order A to give 50,000 and not 75,000. Sir, not only Indian court, even the foreign courts also, they will never just blindly, they will not order for 75,000 just because you guys have agreed. Sir, did you guys understand this concept? Sir, whenever there is prefixed damages, sir, whenever there is actual loss, whatever you have suffered, sir, it will always and always be the actual loss or prefixed damages, whichever is less. Sir, what do you mean by that? People look at the scenario 2. Sir, same example, A, sir, B, sir, A had to deliver 1,000 shirts. Sir, at 1 lakh rupees, it is 100 rupees per shirt. Sir, now B, A did not deliver it. Sir, B had to buy these shirts from C. Sir, now the market price has even more increased, that is 200 rupees per shirt. Sir, now because of which he had to put 2 lakh rupees. Sir, now the actual loss is how much, sir? Sir, the actual losses, you could have got it at 1 lakh. But at what price you got it now? Sir, 1 lakh is my loss. I paid 1 lakh extra to buy the same number of shirts. Sir, now again come back. Sir, prefixed damages, how much is it? Sir, prefixed damages are 75,000 only. Sir, what is your actual loss? Sir, actual loss is 1 lakh, sir. Sir, now how much I will get, sir? How much I will get, sir? People, you have only agreed, sir, the maximum we will be liable is 75,000. Now you will not be able to get 1 lakh. Again the same example, again the same formula, sir, whichever is less. Sir, that means, sir, in the case 2, you will get maximum 75,000. Sir, in the case 1, you will get maximum 50,000. People, understood, not understood? People, understood, not understood? Yay, people, understood, not understood? All of you, pakka? Yes? Okay, people, now listen very carefully. Yes, sir. Sir, now what is this penalty and liquidated damages you were telling about? What is this penalty and liquidated damages? People, listen carefully. Sir, first thing, yes, sir. Sir, there are two words called penalty, liquidated damages, nonsense, nuisance, everything. Sir, this is all there only and only in English law. Sir, Angrezio, sir, in their Bhasha, only they have this differences. Penalty and liquidated damages. Sir, India, sir, India, nothing. There is only one word called damages. There is no difference in India between penalty and liquidated damages. For us, there is no such concept at all. For us, easy, sir. Sir, this is only difficult for our syllabus, sir. So, the lawmakers have kept your life also easy. Sir, in India, there is no such difference. Everything is same. Sir, in English law, there is difference. Yes, sir, no, it is there in your syllabus. That is the reason I'm explaining you. Sir, so there is a difference between penalty and liquidated damages only in English law, not in Indian law. Yes, okay. Sir, but our ego will not get satisfied, sir. We need to know what is this liquidated damages and penalty. Just because it is there in their law, we need to know, no, sir. Okay, no. Who will stop you? I'm just an interpreter. If you want to know, why will I stop you? Sir, penalty and damages. Penalty and liquidated damages. Sir, give us a difference. People always remember liquidated damages. liquidated damages, sir, how will they arrive at liquidated damages? How is it calculated? People, there is a genuine calculation. So they do not arrive at this number randomly. Whatever is the number they agree, 75,000, 50,000, they do not arrive at it randomly. Sir, if that is the case, it is liquidated damages. Sir, for penalty, there is no such calculation. It is a random figure. How do you arrive at penalty? No calculation, random figure. Sir, liquidated damage, there is always a genuine calculation. Sir, second one, people, penalty will always be a high and a far-fetched amount. Sir, the contract is say 1 lakh. Sir, the penalty will be say 2 lakh. Sir, it will be very high and it is a far-fetched amount. Sir, liquidated damages, it will always be whatever is reasonable and covers genuine loss. Sir, the third difference, look at here. Sir, why do people put penalty? Sir, now when there is only one number in the contract, they have not said it is penalty or liquidated damages. Now, how do we know whether it is liquidated damages or penalty? People, look at the contract value. Sir, 1 lakh. Sir, and if any of the party breaks the contract, you need to pay a compensation of 15,000, 20,000. Reasonable. Sir, liquidated damages. If it says if any person breaks the contract, you need to pay a damage amount of 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees. Now, looking at that only, you will get some fear. Ayyo, no, pa, I should perform the contract. Ayyo, no, I should somehow perform the contract. If not, I have to pay 2 lakh rupees. From where will I get? So, people, here, the intention is to create the terrorism. Sir, what do you mean by terrorism? Terror. Sir, what do you mean by terror? People fear. The intention of penalty is fear. Basically, this is to punish the parties. Here, there is no such thing. It is just to make sure the other party does not suffer loss. So, sir, this is the difference between penalty and liquidated damages. Clear? Everything I have given. I'll give you one example. See here, there is one middle class person, Papa. He's not able to, take care of his family. So what did he do? Sir, he took a loan, and the loan condition is that you need to pay every month 5,000 rupees. And for how many months you need to pay? You need to pay it for 20 months. Okay, it is good. So he needs to repay 1 lakh rupees. Okay, sir, to the bank. Okay. Now, there is one clause in the agreement. What is that? If at all you fail to pay even 1 month, sir, that is, say for example, I have paid 2 months, 3 months I have paid. Sir, 4th month I failed to pay. If you fail to pay any one installment in between, then the bank has put one clause. What is that? Whatever is the rest of the installment, that is the rest of the money, assume 16 installments, whatever is left, everything should be paid at once. A person who is not able to give 5,000 per month, there is a clause. Even if you fail to repay one installment on time, you need to pay the rest of the money at once. So in the 5th month only, you will be liable to pay whatever is the 85,000 or 80,000, whatever it is. You need to repay it. Now, don't you think this creates fear in that person's mind? Yes, for him, arranging that 5K is only a big thing. Sir, now this clause creates some fear. Sir, now this will be penalty. The intention is to create that fear in your mind. It is called penalty. Are you getting the point? Now, the same thing I'll tell you. If a person, I'll give you one more clause. If a person fails to repay any 1 month's installment, then that person will be liable to pay in the next month along with the previous months. So in the next month, instead of paying 5,000, he needs to pay 5,000 plus previous month's 5,000 plus penalty of 10%, that is 500. So in the next month, he will have to pay 10,500. Now, don't you think it is a genuine loss the bank would have suffered? So they're asking you to pay 10,500. Sir, this even I will feel genuine. Sir, liquidated damages. This does not create fear. It is genuine. Are you getting the difference? So, sir, this is the difference between penalty, liquidated damages, English law, foreign law. Sir, unliquidated, liquidated, everything. Sir, let us quickly go through your book and then let's go for a break. Sir, prefixed damages, sometimes parties to a contract stipulate, that is, they put a condition at the time of forming the contract itself that any of them who breaches the contract will be payable as a damage certain amount. The amount to either will be liquidated damages, that is reasonable estimate, or a penalty, which is a arbitrary amount. Arbitrary, unreasonable, unrealistic amount. So section 74 provides that if a sum is named in a contract, so in our case 75,000, as the amount to be paid in the case of breach, the aggrieved party, a party who has suffered the loss. So in our case B, aggrieved means the person who has suffered the loss. The aggrieved party is entitled to receive from the party at fault, whoever has made the loss, sir, a reasonable compensation not exceeding the amount so named. So, sir, example, if the penalty provided by the contract is 1 lakh and the actual loss is 70,000, only 70,000 shall be available as damages. However, if the actual loss is 1,50,000, then only 1 lakh shall be recoverable. In our case, it was 75,000, 50,000, 75,000, 1 lakh. So 50,000 and 75,000 is the maximum you can recover. Sir, distinction between liquidated damages and penalty. Sir, as per English law. Sir, in English law, all these differences are there, sir. If the sum fixed in the contract is a genuine pre-estimate, it will be considered as a liquidated damages, genuine. Sir, if the sum fixed is unreasonable, sir, it will be called as penalty. Sir, however, I told you, whether Indian law, foreign law, any place, we cannot recover more than your actual loss. Such a clause is disregarded and the injured party cannot recover more than the actual loss. Even in foreign law, even section 74 also said the same thing. Indian law makes no distinction. There is no difference between penalty and liquidated damages. Both are one and the same for us. And what does section 74 says? We have seen that. Only and only one exception, sir, where a person is making any contract with government. Sir, in this case, even though your actual loss is 50,000, your liquidated damages as per your contract prefixed damages is 75,000. If the contract is with the government and you have given a doka, you have cheated the government, you can still recover 75,000 only. Sir, that is what is given here. Where any person gives any bond to the central or state government for the performance of any public duty in which public are interested on breach of the condition, he shall be liable to pay the whole sum mentioned in the contract. It is irrespective whether how much the government has suffered the loss. But in this cases, the other person will have to pay the entire money mentioned in the contract. Sir, distinction between liquidated damages and penalty. Sir, if the sum payable is large and far in excess of probable damage, sir, it will be called a penalty. Sir, if sum expressed is always reasonable, if it is sum expressed is reasonable, sir, it is called as liquidated damages. Sir, if the sum fixed is extravagant, exorbitant, more, the court will regard it as penalty. Even if it is term, forget. The essence of penalty. Sir, what is the need of putting penalty in the contract? It is to create a terrorum. Sir, what do you mean by terrorum? Fear to the offending party. With fear only you will perform the contract. Ayyo, if I don't do, I will have to pay so much at once. At least for that, let me do it. The essence of liquidated damages is genuine pre-estimate, just to recover the loss. Clear? All of you, yay people, any doubts? No such case, Pratul. It is only the other way. Yeah, Okay, people, go for a break.